Okay, so this is a follow-up video of the repair of my 47-inch LG TV. In the first video I made, I diagnosed the problem that explains what my most likely cause is, which is the main board, which is that green board you see sitting on the right-hand side. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, in that packaging right there is the new part that just come in for this TV. So I am going to replace it here and see if that solves my problem. With this board right here, there's some things that I have to do to prepare the other board for installation. One is on this chip right here, it gets very, very hot. So they have a heat sink plate which looks like this. I am holding it in my hand right here, and that heat sink plate fits over the top of this board like so, right over the top of that chip. Well, you got to have what's called thermal paste in order for that chip to make contact with this plate so that the heat can be dissipated from that chip to this plate. Also, the black border that you see along this board is a grounding strap, as well as a device that secures the board to the TV. So that has to come off of this board and put on the new board before the installation, as well as that heat sink plate that I just showed you. So there's a couple little tabs, one on the top right corner and one on the bottom left corner of this board that releases that plate that goes around. So at this time I'm going to stop the video, and I am going to take that device off, and I'm going to put that device on the new board as well as the heat sink plate, and then we're going to install the board and see if that solves my problem. Okay, so as you can see now, I have replaced that board. I have replaced the black grounding strap, and it also helps secure the board to the panel. I have replaced that. Alright, I have secured the board to the unit. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to put the heat sink, the thermal cream on top of this processor, and I will install this board onto this heat sink on top of that, which will help dissipate the heat from that processor, which gets very hot. If I scan across the TV, you will see the old board that was taken out sitting off to the side there. Some of the other things that come off of that board and went onto this new board was this piece right here, the pieces in between these connectors right here, and this piece you see right here, which has some kind of insulating properties to keep the panel, the back panel, from shortening or grounding out somehow to these pieces. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to install that the heat sink onto that processor. I am going to plug all of my connectors in and get the TV ready to power on to see what happens. Okay, so I have installed the new main board. As you can see, I've got the thermal plate back on top of the processor. I have all of my cables on the left hand side and across the top plugged in. And backing away from it, you can see the board is now installed in the TV. And if I scan across, you can see the old board that come out of the TV right there. So I am in a position now where I can put the back plate on this TV, stand this TV up, power this TV on, and hope I get a picture. Well, I have replaced the board, and there sits the TV up on the stand. So I guess we're at the moment of truth, so here I go. As you can see, I have a screen now that says "Life's Good," which is what I wanted to see. So at this point in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the TV. I'm going to place the TV, and if you can see, I have an input sign on the TV So at this point, I'm going to power the TV off. I'm going to take down the one that's in my living room and put this one back in its place. I'm going to hook my cable box back up to it and see if we get cable. And if that is the case, then we will be finished with this repair. Alright, so I have the TV back in place. I powered it on when it was at the table, and you saw the Life's Good message and LG scrolling across the screen. So now I've got everything hooked up again. I'm going to power it on and see if I get a picture. Like to see that. Well, here we go. We're still waiting the input, so I got to choose the proper input, which is going to be, well, I was too slow. I am going to have to see why I do not have a signal, and I will get back to you. Okay, so now you can see once I finally resolved my my input, which I didn't have the cable plugged into the right position on the TV, you can see that my 47-inch TV is now back up and working. So hopefully I'll get a few more years use out of this, but at least if I do have an issue again, I know how to fix this TV. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope it helps.